I wanted to go over our last accessory that you could hook up, and that is the Biba Wi-Fi Gateway. Not sure if you've heard of it, but basically it's an app that you can use to be able to, check your gate, run your gate, check what position it's in, and of course give a couple users, temporary access if you need to for somebody to come in. So you can have as many operations as you have in your house. So if you notice up top, you have the Aries Ultra, and then you have another Deimos. So, you could have separate units. And another thing you can actually do too is, let's say, you don't want to open one at a time. You could set up a scenario. Let's say putting the Aries, and let's say you had one of our barrier arms. So you have a barrier arm and the sliding gate. You'd be able to set them up in one scenario and then just push the button to get them both activated and going. Also, if you're using an iPhone specifically for this function only that I'm going to go over, is it has a GPS function. And if you notice in the middle there, that is actually where your gate is installed, and this outer circle is the threshold that whenever you enter in and out of this threshold, if you're entering in the threshold, it'll give an open command to whatever you have, whether it's a scenario or a single operator. And whenever you leave this threshold, it'll give a close command. Of course, right here is where you would make that circle bigger and smaller, depending. And of course, you can move this circle over. So of course, this middle circle will never move, but the bigger circle here, you notice there's a lock here that you can click and unclick to be able to kind of move it over and just make it more customized for you and where you're entering. And then on the side, you are able to have up to 5 users, and it's extremely easy to add these users. First you would make sure that they have the UControl app. They download it, create a username and password, so they have the app ready to go on their phone. And then you would simply send them this link, whether it's a user link, or let's say you sold the house to somebody. You could just transfer admin to them, and then they're officially the new owner of the BFT operator, and you would never be able to take it back unless they sent you back the admin. Another good feature of this Biba Wi-Fi Gateway is that whoever did the installation, when they do the installation, they can put their email, contact information, and things like that. So if you ever have a problem, it's easy to get a hold of them. And you could even use the app to send them like an error. Like let's say your gate isn't running, you can actually send them an email with the error log of what's going on. So before they come, they kind of have an idea of what's going on. And we also made a quick video to show you how to hook it up. And of course, Biba Wi-Fi, it just plugs in direct to your board, and you could use Android or Apple, and it's specifically to just open and close the gate or send any kind of error data to your installer. Here is a quick little video of going through the process of installing the Biba Wi-Fi Gateway. Hello everyone, this is a basic walkthrough of the Biba Wi-Fi Gateway. What this does is give you like pretty much app maneuverability of your phone. So you'll be able to install it on either iPhone or Android. Very important before you get started, make sure you power it down. So whatever U-Link board that you're using that we have, U-Link compatible, it will have a little slot like this for you to connect. Make sure you power it down, and you will plug it in here on the top. Once you're able to push it in, make sure it's seated firmly. You would reapply power. Once you reapply power, you'll notice you have to wait a second for the lights to start kicking up on the Biba Wi-Fi. Once it starts moving, you know you're ready to go, but my recommendation is default it before you get started, just to avoid any kind of inconveniences. So you'll just push and hold the one and only button, and what we're looking for is for that second one to give us a little flash. So push and hold. There you go. You got the little flash. You've officially defaulted the Biba Wi-Fi card. Now you will just go to your phone, and once you go to your phone, you're going to actually go to the settings of your phone. So we're not going to the app yet. So once you get your phone, you go to your settings, and take this moment here to also, if you have Android, to go to turn on your GPS as well. So here we go. We are looking for the Biba Wi-Fi. Basically what it's doing is generating a mini Wi-Fi. You would select that mini Wi-Fi, and it's going to ask you for a password. If it is, it's 1 through 9. If it's unsecured, it'll go straight to connection. Make sure you got your check mark so you're connected to your Biba Wi-Fi. Once you've done this moment, now you can open the app and continue. You open your app, and you would want to add a new automation. Click the plus sign. It'll open up. It's telling you to make sure you're connected to the Wi-Fi of the unit.
Sorry.
Hi.
Click continue. Now, this is where you would select to put your name of the automation. For demo purposes, I am just going to call it a Deimos because we are using a Deimos 600. All right, installer's email address. This is where, if you're doing the installation, you would put your email address so they can get a hold of you easily if they have any type of problems with their unit, or if it's just, you're the homeowner and you're installing it so you can get your error codes and things like that. So, for instance, I will put my email. All right, done with that. Continue. Now, here's the part that's very important. You got to make sure you are putting the actual network's name. It's case sensitive, space sensitive, so you got to make sure you're putting the correct network name in here. And we are actually using one of our Wi-Fi modems, and it is the HDR. I apologize, that's all capital. HDR. Too many H's. We could do this, guys. HDR 100. And the dash is where? Dash. And then 4354. All right, now the password. This part is also important. I like to click the little eyeball here just to make sure you see what you're doing. So the password is actually just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you'd have to put it in again just to make sure you got it correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this is, of course, the password of your Wi-Fi. And for us, for just training purposes, I made it a simple 1 through 8. You're going to click done and then click continue. Attention, entering the Wi-Fi parameters. Of course, you want it to continue because you want it to finish its setup. You will push OK, and the screen will go to this moment. And what you're looking for is for the Biba Wi-Fi basically to reset itself and then come back with 2 lights. All right, so we will wait momentarily while it does its thing. You notice the lights turned off on the Biba Wi-Fi. That's confirming that it actually turned off and it's resetting itself. And now it'll flash, come back. And this moment can take up to, I believe, like 90 seconds or so, maybe 3 minutes. And you want it to basically get set up. Give it 1 second. It's going to go off. And whenever it connects, you need to have 2 lights on. Congratulations, it's actually set up with the server at BFT. And then now we're just waiting for this to finish hooking up to the Wi-Fi that we have there. Until you get the 2 lights, it's actually not hooked up to the Wi-Fi network. So it's just your app finished its connection, and we are literally just waiting for the Biba Wi-Fi card to finish connecting to your home Wi-Fi. As I said, it's taken up to 3 minutes before. Dun, dun, dun. There you go. So it is official. You have hooked up your Wi-Fi U control notification, Scott Fluger, your automation.
Okay, and that is the Biba Wi-Fi gateway connection. So thank you for that, Pablo. And let me unmute you. And that's all we have for today. Now, one thing to keep in mind with the Wi-Fi gateway connection, that will work on any BFT operator, newer operator, such as the Ultra Series, Custos, Giotto,